good to see you.
Welcome back.
Good to be here. Thank
It's
you.
been about a year since we were in this studio with you. Gee, a lot's happened.
Yeah, it has. Thank you, Jim. Moving on.
And May, I must just say off the top, congratulations not only on The Voice, we'll get to that, but the album. #1 album here on Australia's
What about
Story.
that?
Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody for buying it. Good Lord.
Well, just about everybody has bought it. It's such because we've known you for a lot of years in terms of interviewing and stuff, Dickie as well. We know how big you are in the States, and then to have this breakthrough now after all these years to a more of a mass audience. You've always had a huge number of fans here, but it must be kind of really satisfying and gratifying in the end.
It is, and I like any artist, I just wanted people to be able to listen to the music and hopefully come and see us when we play live. That's what it's all about for me.
When are you going to be doing live stuff? I'm really
hopefully
looking
this
forward to
summer.
it. Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
You can tell by the way you're doing that. You're hatching something.
Hopefully we get to come out and play in the summer. That's the plan right now. We'll just make it official soon.
Because as soon as you can lock in those dates, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
That'd be great.
We should ask you right now, do you want to do carols this year?
Oh,
Carl and I'd be very happy to have you.
Are you guys going to recreate some Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta
Were
on
you
the show?
watching the other
Doing it?
morning?
Yeah, you can do a Christmas version dressed up like that. That'd
We
be
could,
great.
but we want ratings.
You're the gift that I want, or something like that.
Keith, The Voice. Your missus said this would be a good idea. The show's great. You should have a look at it. You should do it. Could you have anticipated it was going to be this huge?
No, and I don't know anybody could have really. I mean, I wanted to do the show, and Nick said this would be a really good thing to do, and I hoped it would connect with people. But I don't think any of us expected it to do the sort of to get as many people watching as it has. It's really, really beyond everything I could have hoped for.
You had the toughest of decisions to make too last week. Diana Rufus, who has just lit it up the last couple of weeks, really just came out of, well, she's always a good voice, but just really started belting it out, feeling it.
Yeah.
How hard was that for you to do that?
Basically, it was impossible. I mean, when I said you got basically Luther Vandross up there and Etta James, if you imagine seeing those two people on stage and saying which one should go through, you realise the absurdity of it. There's no way to do it. And I guess the way I looked at it is I thought, okay, at this point, do we just go by tonight's performance, or do we now go by watching somebody over the course of the entire show? And I think from that standpoint, I made the decision that there's sort of great singers and there's great voices, and sometimes you get both in one. And Diana is a terrific, she's really an astounding singer, and she has an incredible voice. Darren also is an incredibly gifted singer, and he has a voice that's just, for me, more of his deep, deep soul and heart and life experience comes through his voice. And so I just sort of thought, you know what, this is the voice, and for me, Darren has the voice.
I love it. People have loved watching you too, and the way that you interact with people is so genuine. And we love Fordo, and I love it when you get your little guitar face on. When you hit you give it one of those.
Well, because people have said, they go, "What's a song you like to play air guitar to?" And I go, "I don't play air guitar. I really play."
Who's the greatest threat to Darren, you reckon?
Oh, well, I mean, at this stage, they're all great singers. I mean, they really are. I mean, and again, they're not alike. I mean, Rachel's nothing like Carice. They're completely different singers. Darren doesn't sound anything like Sarah.
It's the whole apples and oranges thing, isn't it?
Totally.
Well, they got big shows on Sunday night. Whoever excels on Sunday night is obviously going to pick up a huge amount of votes.
That's right. And the great part is, of course, we get to sing with them on one song. They're going to do 3 songs. We get to do 1 each with them, so that's going to be fun.
Good, right?
What's this mentoring, coaching role meant to you? Because every week I'm so intrigued by the insightful feedback you give each of these individuals. It's such wisdom, and I'm wondering, have you found perhaps a calling that you didn't know you had in tutoring and mentoring?
Well, there's a few kids I email back and forward with, usually guitar player singing guys, young, who sort of seek me out for advice and send me songs to critique and that sort of thing. And I kind of enjoy it because I learn as much from it as well. The great thing about art is there's no rules, there's no limits, there's no parameters, and the way somebody got to where they're going to go, like me, doesn't necessarily work for somebody else. Someone will come along and break all the rules.
Did someone do that for you when you were starting out?
I didn't really have that as such. Not someone that I could sort of like, call up and say, what should I do here, what should I do there? But I think with the internet and the way you can socially interact with people now, it's much faster.
Is that the reason why you're doing it? Because this is what you would have loved to have had at the time?
Well, yeah, and I love the opportunity the show gives to people who otherwise wouldn't be heard by people. I mean, when you think about how many albums are made in the course of a year that none of us hear about, and then suddenly one of our friends goes, hey, listen to this, and they hit you to a record, and you go, oh my God, how come I didn't hear that? There's so many artists like that as well.
I love the fact too that I've watched you when you were became a member of the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, and that is an extraordinary honour, as you obviously know. But to be inducted into that membership, and you said during your speech that you were on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry with a fellow called Slim Dusty. That was your first appearance at the Grand Ole Opry. But you thanked Tamworth, you thanked Caboolture, you thanked Australia for helping make you what you are today, and I just think that's so genuine and so important for Australians to see.
Well, it is. There's a Australian spirit that I think has really done me well with Perseverance, particularly.
And thank New Zealand as well, mate.
And
New Zealand.
You honoured that Australian spirit on Monday during the telethon. So for anybody who wasn't watching, because it was New South Wales only, you and Nicole gave $100,000 to the Sydney Children's Hospital. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Well done, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Great to see you.
Just want to give you a cuddle before you go.
I love the fact you know the
I'll
words
get
to
a
every
sandwich.
song that's ever been played.
How impressive is that?
But I don't know where I left my car keys. That's,
Hey, thank you, mate. Congratulations.
Keep doing it, everyone. Yeah.
We'll be back with more in a moment.
One heart with